In this video, we're going to get into our first active growth strategy, and that is to engage with potential followers. Since Instagram is a social media platform, why not use the social aspect as a strategy to grow your account? You've probably had a random person like or comment on a post on your personal account, and then because of your curiosity, you've gone over to their account to see who it was that engaged with you. In addition, you might even comment or like on some of their posts, or even give them a follow. I know I've definitely done this, and this is the idea behind the strategy we're talking about in this video. It's pretty simple. You engage with others, and they'll be more than likely to engage back with you in return. And if you're targeting your efforts properly, this can lead to new followers if they like what you post on your account. So to do this, you're going to want to target your efforts based on people who already have an interest in your niche. So for example, since I target artists and creative business owners, I wouldn't be targeting somebody who's interested in, say, cars, because sure, they might be into the same stuff that I have on my account, but they're likely not my target audience. So the first step in the strategy is to find people to engage with. This should be pretty easy if you went through the steps in Module 1, where we found your target audience. So you're going to be targeting your engagement efforts based on a couple different factors. So you can engage with people who are posting a certain niche-specific hashtag, someone who is following a competitor, or someone who's posting images tagged with a location. So we're going to go through examples of each of these using the different strategies. Again, you're going to want to refer back to the list you made in the Finding Your Target Audience section of Module 1. So there should be a worksheet that you filled out with a list of hashtags, a list of competitors that your target audience may be following, and a list of locations that they may frequent. So without further ado, let's get into the first method of the engagement strategy, and that is liking other people's posts. So what you're going to do is choose some targeted potential followers based off of your list from Module 1, and you're going to go through and like 1 to 3 photos of each person and go down the list. So for this example, we're going to find a targeted audience based on people following a competitor in my niche. A competitor that I put into my list in Module 1 was the Rising Tide Society, since they target creative entrepreneurs. So I'm going to go search their account and then click on their list of followers. This list of followers is chronological, so the ones at the top have followed most recently. So what you can do here is click on the first one, and then I'm going to go and like 3 of this person's photos. There. And then go back to the list and go on to the next one. Again, liking the most recent 3 photos. You can do 1 or 2 if you like, you can do more. But I find that liking a couple at once helps you to stand out and increases your chances of getting a follow. And then what you would do is you would keep going down that list. This doesn't have to take you all day. You can spend 10 to 15 minutes per day doing this. You can spread it out, do a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there. Just keep in mind that Instagram has limits for most types of actions. For liking, the limit is about 350 likes per hour. So you're going to want to make sure that you pace yourself when you do this, because if you go too fast and you like more than that in an hour, you can get blocked from performing that action. These blocks usually last up to 24 hours if you abuse this function, so just keep that in mind. Try not to go over, because it's going to slow you down if you start breaking some of these rules. If you have a brand new account, you might want to start out a little bit slower than that. Sometimes Instagram's limits vary across different accounts, depending on age, depending on size and activity level. So if you're brand new and you're starting from 0, you might want to start out a bit slower and then slowly ratchet it up over a few days until you hit the maximum. So after you do a round of liking, you're going to start seeing some people liking and commenting back on your content, and you're going to start seeing some people following you. So this is a great way to start getting involved, interacting with people who might be interested in your brand, and starting to build your presence on Instagram. So next up is commenting. Now, commenting can get you a better follow back rate simply because comments are less common because they take more time and effort to do. So when you comment on somebody's post, they're more likely to notice than if you're just liking. So for this example, we're going to go target based on hashtag use. So we're going to search for creative business, since that is something that my target audience might be using. And we're going to skip the top posts here because a lot of times people hitting top posts are bigger, more successful accounts. We're going to go down here to the most recent section. So when you're posting comments on people's posts, you want to stay away from generic or short, crappy comments. So stay away from one-word comments, from just emojis, something like cool or nice shot. And what you really want to do here for the best results is to try and post genuine comments. I would recommend 3 or 4 words at the least, more if you can. And I recommend this because there are a lot of people out there that use bots to post automated comments for them. And a lot of these are lazy, short, one word, or just emojis that they're hoping will apply to the most amount of posts. So because of this, a lot of people will assume that you're a spammer, that you're just a bot, that you're not really looking at their posts if you post generic one word or emoji comments. So because of that, you want to choose posts that you can actually relate to, that you can say something about that's not just 1 or 2 words. So I think these little headbands are pretty cute. So I'm going to go ahead and comment on this one. So I'm going to say, these headbands are so adorable. Love all the different patterns. And post. So that is the kind of comment that will likely get you noticed. And now this person might be curious enough to go and check out my account. And since they have a creative business and I post stuff for creative business owners, if they like my content, then they're likely to follow me back. Unlike when you're going through just liking, you can go through and be a little bit more selective in choosing what you want to comment on. So I would keep going down the list, commenting on things that I like, and trying to get people to go check out my account and follow me back. There's also limits for commenting on Instagram, and about 60 per hour is what's considered safe. Like I said before, with liking, the limits can vary over different accounts, but 60 is considered generally safe for most accounts. You might be able to get away with a little bit more than that, but try and scale it up slowly if you're going to try. That being said, 60 comments is a lot of comments to be writing, especially if you're putting some effort into it. So what I would do is spend a couple minutes every day going through some of the hashtags that you wrote down in your worksheet from Module 1, going through the posts and leaving some comments on stuff that you like. A great time saver is if you have the analytics app Iconosquare, you can use this to write your comments on your computer. I know that typing out comments on your phone can be a bit of a time killer, so if you want to be a little bit more efficient, you can go through Iconosquare to leave your comments. Okay, so you can choose to like or comment based on what you prefer, or do a little bit of both, but what works the best is to combine the two. So you can combine liking and commenting on the same list of people to increase your results. People are more inclined to interact with and follow you if you show a genuine interest in them first. So if you find somebody in your target audience, you go and like 3 of their photos and comment on one, that shows a genuine interest in what they're doing. So they're more likely to come and show a genuine interest in what you're doing. This can be a great way to attract targeted followers to your account. So let's go through an example. This time we're going to search our targeted audience using a location tag, and then we're going to like and comment on some people's photos. Since I target a lot of artists, I am going to search based on a local art store here in Vancouver. So I'm going to click that and then go down to the most recent posts and find some people's content to like and comment on. Okay, so here's one that looks good. I'm going to like this photo. Click on over to her account, like a couple more. So I've liked 3, and then I'll go comment on this one. And that's one done. So you'd go back to your location tag and go through and do the same on some more. You can combine any of these strategies with any of the targeting techniques. So you can target based on hashtag used, you can target based on people who are following a competitor, and you can do it based on people who have tagged their content with a location. Again, as I said before, this is a great way to start having a conversation with your potential audience and to start getting involved with people on Instagram and building yourself up as an influencer. Now, your follow back ratio might vary depending on who you're targeting, so it's good to play around with different audiences, using different hashtags, following different competitors to see which works best for you. Some audiences might be more inclined to follow you back than others. And that just about sums it up for the engagement strategy. So next up, we're going to get into the growth strategy that was the biggest reason I was able to grow my first account to 30,000 followers in 6 months. So if you're ready, head on over to the next video.